do you want to lead into this? Do you just want to... We should have like a song or something professional.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, like a theme song.
Actually, I think it'd be more fun if we just because I mean we're at Classy Dinner, bro. We just lead into it. There's no songs on Classy Dinner.
I don't know. Most classy dinners that I've been to have like
classical
quartets
music
in the corner or something like that.
You should get Pat to make. Hey Pat, you're not gonna listen to this, but do this.
He probably will.
That's fine. This is Classy Dinner, our podcast about being classy. That is gonna obviously turn into nonsense at some point. So that's the whole idea. The history behind Classy Dinner. We'll introduce ourselves in a minute. Anybody who's listening to this one knows who we are.
Yeah.
But Classy Dinners every other week when we were in the car business, we would get too much money and be too young, and so we would pick up a couple nice young ladies that may or may not have worked for us / with us, and we would go out to dinner and have martinis that were too strong.
Always. And
we would try to talk about important things like industry and the market.
Yes.
And then it would usually end up at another bar drinking PBRs.
Yeah. Articles of clothing would be lost on the way.
Yeah. The wind and whatnot.
The wind. Yeah.
It would never be on purpose.
Yeah.
Why would we ever do that?
I lost so many like $80 shirts.
Yeah, but we also found clothing.
Right, which I threw away.
Yeah, you don't do that. You hold on to it. You wash it.
No, that's disgusting.
No, that's good for you.
On the literal street. We found shirts and stuff on the literal street.
Or hats. Yeah.
I also no hats.
Why?
Why would you do that?
I've never gotten lice.
You never had lice?
Never.
Okay, so I grew up thinking that it was just like a thing that all white people got lice at some point, like chicken pox.
That's very racist.
I didn't know at the time. Like, I now know, obviously, that that's not true, but I am also still surprised sometimes when people say that they've never had lice.
Yeah.
I've never had lice.
Either have I. And I've been thinking about it a lot, too. It surprises me how few people that I know have had like STDs as well.
I don't think I know anyone who's ever had an STD.
I know, but statistically, like 2 out of 3 people have herpes.
Really? That's disgusting.
It's either 2 out of 3 people have herpes or 1 out of 3 people have herpes. But that's still
high. That's
still a lot. And that's just herpes, not all the rest of them. And I know a lot of people who I would have thought would have told me that they had an STD at this point.
I feel like we also know a lot of people who are just down to raw dog some random girl.
I haven't used a condom. Oh, not randoms, but I haven't used a condom in probably 10 years.
I've used 3 condoms in my life.
Ever?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
1 box.
How many abortions have you paid for? I mean, we don't need an exact number. That's a weird question to ask out loud.
That was that took me by surprise.
We already got right into the nonsense on this.
Oh boy.
So the idea of this is we're gonna talk about dumb shit that's probably important to other people. Oh yeah, introducing. I'm Ray Roberts. I buy scrap metal. I also. That's producer Paul, if you can hear him laughing in the background. He said he didn't want a microphone, but it's awkward with him not facing us and hearing him giggle. Across from me is my nice young compatriot, Joshua Lewis. Joshua, tell us about yourself.
My name is Josh Lewis. I do not sell scrap metal.
I don't sell scrap metal either, sir.
I also don't buy scrap metal.
Oh.
I work in marketing. Moderately successful.
Moderately successful. You're gonna. All right.
Success. I mean,
did you want to jerk yourself off on here first
kinda.
too? Like anybody who says moderately successful thinks that they're like very successful, but don't want to brag.
For my age, I am moderately successful. I'm not very successful. I'm not wealthy.
Oh, okay.
My career is going well.
That's good.
I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, I'm excited to ruin that with this podcast.
Yeah. I feel like
just don't tell anybody that you. Well, half the people that you work
point.
with doesn't matter. He doesn't work at a casino that you guys would know about.
Oh my God. Let's move on.
There used to be rock and roll in there, but now there's not. There's Siegfried and Roy. I'm going to ruin my career as well, because at some point somebody's going to find this. I was in Pittsburgh last night, and some people asked me if they could find my stuff online. And I barely ever put anything online that's my own, just because I don't like doing that. I also do comedy, just in case anybody who's listening cares and doesn't know who I am. But they were like, hey, I want to see some of your stuff. And I was like, well, I'm here for a show. You can come to the show. That'd be great.
Right.
And they're like, oh, yeah, we're not going to pay to see a stranger. And I was like, that's a pretty valid point. But she's like Googling me. And she's like, yeah, there's nothing on here about you. And
was that humbling?
It's not even humbling. It's more like, it's kind of on purpose, because I don't want a bunch of my shit out there, because I only have X amount of stuff that's good, so I don't want people to see my good stuff and then come and then be like, oh, this is the same shit I saw online. So it's kind of on purpose. But then it's also like, I should probably have more stuff out there so people can be like, oh, he is a real person, not just some asshole at the bar by himself talking crazy.
That's fair. I mean, yeah, that's a fair point, but that's also difficult to do, and it takes a long time.
Yeah, I know. But it's also, I could have given my website so they can like know that it's a real thing. Who is Ray Roberts? BT Dubs. Why are we not pretending this whole thing's not a commercial?
Okay.
But yeah, so
you're gonna
like
plug your male modeling too.
I haven't. It's not.
Oh, have we
active.
liquidated that business?
Yeah, I canceled it. It's been gone. It pops up every once in a while. I was like, I thought I shut this down. We don't need that out there.
Okay.
You can just see on my regular Facebook page if you want to see me in underwears. But no, we're going to talk about things that might be important to people, that might not be important to people. It's going to be, I mean, we've got segments. Do you want to head? So we both have the first segment exactly the same, but I want to lead into it with a question, not just talking about this thing, but I want to know who has done more for Christianity, Jesus Christ or Kanye West?
I feel like that is that's a loaded question.
That's why it's the best.
It's a valid question. So if you consider overall impact, I don't know how much we can credit Jesus Christ for that, because it's kind of hard to.
He was just there.
He was just there.
He was just himself.
It's hard to impact something that you yourself started. Like, you kind of can just like make the rules and shit up as you go along. Kanye,
he didn't even make any rules. I mean, he did like the hey, don't charge interest, camel
right
through the eye of a needle.
Different. Those are different segments of the Bible.
He got the Birkenstock stocks up, like all that good stuff.
Right.
But like, for the only white person in all of the Middle East 2,000 years ago, his impact really...
Yeah, can't forget about that.
There were only 14 people around, and 12 of them were his buddies, so...
True.
Or 13? 13.
What? 12?
Okay. Well, the prostitute.
She wasn't... Okay. She wasn't an
Look,
apostle,
man, I've seen a lot of Tom Hanks movies, so I know that she was more than a disciple, so you're right.
Okay. Is that our standard of research right now? Is Tom Hanks movies? Is that where we are?
I only learn things from movies. It's
okay.
Yeah.
A lot of people do.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's totally fine.
Yeah. But anyways, Kanye West. So I mean, my idea behind this question is,
explain.
There are more people on Earth that have listened to Kanye West's albums. Mm-hmm. Which this is his first gospel one, but it's not the first time. Like Jesus Walks came out forever ago,
right?
That's basically the biggest one. I mean, he's all about God for a while, but not this deep into it. So more people have listened to his stuff than were alive most of when Christianity's been around.
I don't know that those numbers are correct.
It's got to be pretty close.
I don't think so. If you consider that, like the Roman Catholic Church, just the Catholic Church, is like the top 3 religion
Yeah,
in
it's
the
somewhere
world,
up
and
there.
always has been. If you add in all of those people, I'm not entirely sure that Kanye's album, which came out a week ago, 2 weeks ago,
I don't know.
I'm not sure that those numbers.
We should
match
probably
up.
pull up the numbers on how many people have streamed it.
I'm curious.
Yeah, but no, talk about what you think about it while I do research.
So I've listened to the album a couple times now, in its entirety. It's interesting. I didn't expect Kanye to be as sincere about it as he appears to be, but at the same time, I also think that this is nothing more than a publicity stunt. I don't think that Kanye is like recently born again. I don't think that he's found God. I don't believe in any of that, but like he has tapped into a market that previously never would have even given him a second thought,
which is genius.
Which is genius, because the thing is, he gets the best of both worlds, because he gets people like you and I who are still listening to his previous albums, and now he has this whole new like millions and
he
millions
got Wendy
of people.
Farrell.
Yes, he did, which is amazing to me.
I think we could mark that as like a standard for our podcast, is how many Wendy Farrells would approve of something in entertainment, and he's got at least one on this. But in his first week on just streams, 196.9 million streams in the first week. So just shy of 200 million streams.
There are more Christians in the world than that.
Well, right, obviously. But when Jesus was around, there weren't even that many people in the world.
Well, I also don't know that that's true, but when Jesus was around, I mean, we were spreading things through word of mouth. So you also have to, like, there has to be that qualifier that all Kanye has to do is put something out on the internet.
That's also valid. But no, I think...
What did you think about the album?
The first time I listened to it, I loved it.
Okay.
Maybe it was just because my Kanye bias of I love everything that he does. The production on it is top notch, 100%. You could tell that he was involved with it. But I also listened to the Black album on my way back from Pittsburgh last night, and I was like, all right, this is something we can hit later as best rap album versus favorite rap album. But I think, well, spoilers, I think Black Album is the best rap album of like the last 20 years. Because you've got...
What?
It'll all circle back into it. You got Jay-Z at the top of his game.
Yeah.
You've got Kanye West at the top of his producing game.
Okay.
You have two of the arguably top people at what they do over the last 20 years coming together on an album that good. But listening to that versus Jesus is King, I wish Kanye would stop rapping.
Really?
Yes. After the, because I've listened back through it, because like the first time I was like, all right, cool, it's a little too Jesus-y for me.
Okay.
But it's about Jesus, so like obviously, the one like, but it was like, all right, everything fits. It still hits hard. Like the music behind it's great. But then like the second time I listened through to it, I was like, ooh, like this. You can tell that he's putting words on this because he has to. Like if you just released like the instrumentals behind it, it'd be fucking great.
Okay.
Like I would just listen to the instrumentals on that. But he should have gotten like Chance the Rapper or somebody who's better at rapping, especially like religious shit. He should have gotten him on there.
I think that that's hard though, because I don't know how many people in the game right now would join Kanye on this journey. Like I don't, because Kanye has isolated himself, which I think that he has done on purpose.
He got Pusha T on a song to not rap about cocaine, so he's bringing people to the light.
Okay. So let me rephrase. I think that Kanye would have a hard time getting relevant people to join his cause.
You telling me that Kenny G's not relevant?
Kenny G...
He makes that song.
Kenny G is the exception to every rule. Did I tell you that I met him?
No.
He did a concert.
I'm glad that you saved it for the podcast, though.
He did a concert at my job, and there was
Where's your job?
Redacted. And he he did a concert.
My entire goal is to get little laughs from Paul.
But he was having like some issue. I jumped in, helped out, saved the day. It was very cool. Met him. He's an awesome dude. I did, however, learn, because I had never been to a Kenny G concert before, that apparently at every concert he has, there's a platform for him to like leave stage and get closer to the crowd and play. And
because who doesn't want to be closer to Kenny G when he's playing?
Absolutely. And that platform is called the G Spot.
Hell yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
There's so much to unpack in that, because
there's a lot to unpack
also
there.
with his, what is the thing that he called, is it circadian breathing that he did to break that record, or circular breathing?
I have no idea.
All-time best box eater in the history of ever, because he could be down there forever. I don't know if he likes dudes. If he's into dudes, he could probably do that too.
I'm pretty sure he's straight. I think he has a wife.
Here's the thing. I think that Kenny G who's gotten more puss in the history of ever, Jesus Christ or Kenny G?
Kenny G.
100%.
100%.
Tearing up boxes for like the last 40 years. He's been around forever.
He has been around forever, and he's been great forever.
That curly hair.
Godlike.
I would argue maybe.
I think so.
I get that. But no, I don't know. But I think that Kanye's kind of just lost his touch. I think that what he's brilliant at is, and why I appreciate him so much, is like you can never tell if he's 100% in on something. So like I believe like the old Kanye where he was like wilding out, but he was still like socially conscious. The George Bush hates black people thing. I think that was real. The hopping up on stage in front of what's her face, Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift, yeah.
I think that was real. But like
you think that he's insane?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, because those are not things that like normal people do.
I would, but
okay?
If I had the
chance,
a lot
to unpack right there.
But I think he saw that the rap community, because I think the big thing like with the Trump thing, I think he took a swing at like, I'm gonna break into that MAGA kind of group. And they didn't end up buying his albums. Then the people turned on him, and then he had to just lean into it hard and be like, I'm bipolar, I'm crazy, which I think is all true. But then he's like, who's gonna buy my music no matter what? My solid base, and then Christians who will buy anything with the name Jesus on it. And I think he's just leaning hard into that because that's like a whole new way for him to make money.
But like, is that true? Do you honestly think that that's true? I feel like the overall Christian listener base is not like well known for buying albums.
Oh, I have a joke. Creed was fucking huge just because they talked about like God shit on popular radio.
Sure, but that was like a long time ago.
Yeah, there's that hole in popular culture right now. This is like, if you want to go grand scale thing, I think that like the re-Christianization of our country is like a big problem right now. Because we've got like this fucking orange lunatic who everybody thinks is about God. You got everybody on the left who wants all these like Puritan values and shit like that. Like you can't be out here saying bad words that hurt feelings.
Sure.
And like that brings it back to like more of like maybe not even Christianization, but like religious. Like we're having like this come to Jesus thing where everything like needs to be a little bit more clean, a little bit more pure, because people can't play on the outside without getting their feelings hurt. So they want to go back to like the safety of like the overlord daddy God looking over you, and you need to be good to like get into that light. So I think he's tapping into that like like everything needs to be like white and pure, and it can't be like grungy or weird anymore. And he's like tapping into that a little bit and getting, I mean, I don't personally know a lot of like super black Christian people, well, black super Christian people.
Really?
I mean, I know you.
I
know that you're like, I know. So, but like if just from the internet, it seems like that demographic is eating it up too, and they're like,
I don't think so. I think
Really?
I think that it's the exact opposite. I think that genuine black Christians see Kanye's album as ingenuine.
well, and that's the other big thing is like, so I listened to T.I.'s podcast.
First mistake.
It's great.
Okay.
Well, the one with him and Killer Mike. Killer Mike's the shit.
Okay.
But they were talking about how when Kanye came down to Georgia,
Yeah.
the devil came down to Georgia a while before that. He was looking for a soul to steal.
Mm-hmm.
But some guy beat him with a violin. It was kind of cool.
Are you just talking about the movie Crossroads right now?
No, that was no. You've never heard Devil Went Down to Georgia?
That's based off of the movie Crossroads.
Well, Crossroads is based off of
Robert Johnson.
yes. Have you? But whatever.
Good.
But he was there to do a Sunday service thing, and like they brought like a guest preacher, and Killer Mike was like, "I've never been more happy to be late to church," because they had like a millionaire section up front, and before this preacher would stop preaching, he's like, "I need $10,000 from everyone here," and like. It was separate from Kanye, but like he was with Kanye, who's making a cult to 100% get out of the way of taxes. Like,
Yeah.
which is genius.
It's not genius. I feel like a lot of people.
You can't just start a church.
Yes, you can.
But like to go through like if you could just go start a church, we would have started a church already. We've talked about it for 5 years. We would have done it by now.
What do you mean we? How do you
Okay.
know that I
Okay.
don't
Okay.
already have one?
Okay.
I'm just saying. I think that Kanye is a sellout. I think that Kanye is a sellout. I think that he's very talented. I think that he got very desperate very quickly, and that resulted in Jesus is King. It just happened to come out as a good album. I don't hate the album, and I don't hate
it.
Kanye, but objectively,
I do like that I never have to go to church again though.
you already didn't have to.
I know, but like I would listen to like Ultralight Beam every Sunday, and I would call that going to church. But now like I have 24 minutes of all gospel music that I can listen to on Sunday, so I legitimately never have to go to church.
So you're going to listen to this album every Sunday.
It's not every Sunday. I'm not a good Christian. I go when I can make it.
Okay.
And
Okay. And the point of this is
eventually I'll start listening to it on Christmas and Easter, and then light some candles.
You realize that's what's coming next, right? Is his
he does have a
Christian
Christmas album coming.
Oh my God.
Something like that. He's supposed to have one released on Christmas.
Is it a Christmas album though?
I don't know, but I can only hope it's as good as Snoop Dogg's Christmas album.
I forgot about that. I'm gonna listen to that on the way
Hashtag
home.
never forget. It was the
Never
original
forget.
Never Forget.
It really was.
I mean, 9/11 really stole the thunder for the Snoop Dogg Never Forget Christmas.
Yeah, you hate to see it. You hate to see it.
What's next on your list?
I have. I'm gonna combine my next two. I have Donald Trump and racist white people. I've encountered a lot of those recently.
Why would you combine the two? I feel like they're two separate things.
Do you?
Dear
Okay.
leader would never be racist.
Dear leader.
Yeah.
Okay. So, your president.
Yes. You're president as well.
Incorrect.
I didn't vote for him.
I am a citizen of the Vatican.
Oh, okay.
So your president is a racist prick.
Fucking, I'm so glad that you waited until 2019 to go on the record saying this, because nobody has been saying that the last 3 years. And I'm glad to break it here first on Classy Dinner Podcast.
Okay,
that
but
Donald
here's the
Trump
thing.
is racist.
Here's the thing. That's the wrong mentality, because what happens is we've literally started to normalize the things that he like does and says, and we're just like, yeah, I mean, it happens.
I did like like the On This Day thing on Facebook.
Yeah.
The election day from like 3 years ago popped up, and it's so funny to see, because obviously I'm snarky about everything online.
Yeah.
And I put something up like, hey guys, it's all gonna be fine, we'll figure it out, don't worry about it. And like the like overwhelming like support by people who have just like decided that the world's on fire is hilarious. Because like the first night it was kind of like everybody was in shock and they're like, yeah, we can pull out of this, it's a wake-up call, we'll be okay. And then like a week later they're like, what the fuck happened?
I mean, I think that like reality set in like really quickly. Really quickly.
But it's just so funny like how different the world is just over 3 years, because we were all like, all right, we'll figure this. Everything's going to be cool. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
This is a bad thing that happened. It's only going to be 4 years. We're fine. And then like 10 days later, you're like, oh shit, this is still real.
So I guess my whole thing is, does it suck right now? Yes, it sucks right now. But I feel like where everyone has lost track is that if like the United States is a very young country.
Under 200 years.
Under 200 years. Other countries have been through this like 5 times already.
Maybe we're over 200 years. We're over 200. Under 250.
Under 250 years.
We're good at math.
That's phenomenal.
Great.
Still young.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's the point.
250 years young is what I like to say.
Is that what you like to say?
All
on
the
how
time.
frequent of a basis?
I've got a quarter collection that say it all on it.
Ah,
yes.
Perfect. Okay.
I get it ahead of time. Part of the Illuminati.
What? What did you say?
What? The Illuminati tried to steal my identity once.
I think that Celine Dion is in the Illuminati. Have I ever told you that theory?
No, but continue, please. This is way more interesting than Donald Trump.
I have had this theory for a very long time.
Do you have corroborating evidence?
I do.
She's also Canadian, so you have to bring that into...
I think a lot of people from Canada are...
in the Illuminati?
Yes. To put it lightly, yes. Justin Trudeau, Illuminatus.
Why?
Celine Dion, Illuminatus.
Both with French last names.
Bieber, Illuminatus.
I don't think Bieber is.
He is. 100%. I guarantee you.
Mm-mm.
I can't think of anyone else from Canada right now.
Slightly separate. I haven't been able to say this publicly yet.
What?
But how about Justin Bieber's wife looked beautiful in her wedding dress? It wasn't even like... that's one of the first times that I've seen like... This is going to sound slightly sexist, but like it wasn't even like any sort of like objectification of her. I was just like, she looks gorgeous in that dress.
So do you know what she looked like to me?
What's that?
Do you remember when Whitney Houston OD'd and then the only photos that you could find of her online were her like before she was like hardcore into drugs and looking just absolutely gorgeous?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, that happened. The photo of Justin Bieber's wife looks like those are going to be the photos that they use when she like...
Oh, I think that there
goes
are like this
left.
new generation's like Kurt Cobain and Courtney Love.
What? No.
I think
no, that's not. No, that's
you
not
wait
true.
until Justin Bieber wakes up with a shotgun shot in the back of his head that he did himself. History doesn't repeat itself; it rhymes, Joshy.
What the fuck?
I
What are
don't know.
you talking about?
Back to Celine Dion being the Illuminati.
Yeah. So there is actually a whole community of people online who believe this. I highly recommend that everyone.
Did you find them in an AOL chat room?
No.
Look, I'm not 100% sure that the moon is real, and I think that you're crazy for caring this much about Celine Dion being in the Illuminati.
So I'm crazy because I think that there's a strong possibility that Celine Dion,
But her specifically.
amongst other people,
Well, but like, why her specifically? Is she like... Was she like voted president of the Illuminati this year? And you're like, we need to take down Celine.
No. So there's a lot. I'm telling you, there's a lot of evidence online. You need to look it up, research, do some research,
Look into it. Yeah.
Get back to me, and
Paul
let me know
McCartney's
your
dead.
thoughts. What?
Yeah, you didn't know that? Back in like the 60s or whatever, he died, and this is fake Paul.
That's untrue.
Okay.
So you don't think that that's crazy? You don't think that?
I know
that's
it's crazy, but I think it's even more crazy to be like Celine Dion Songstress of
Illuminatus.
our heart.
Songstress of our heart.
Yeah.
Also, unpopular opinion, she's overrated.
Oh,
Celine
no,
Dion
that's
is
not an
that great.
unpopular opinion.
I think it is.
She had Titanic and then fell off, and now she's in Vegas, and like old white people love her.
She had some other goodies. Other
More
than
popular to
Titanic.
white people, Celine Dion or Raffles?
Dude, white people go crazy for a good raffle.
Dude.
And it'll be like a mystery basket.
It was a
And white-
gift. Shout out to Tremont Public Works. I had a show there
Why?
on Friday. It's a brand new thing. It's like this art collective thing. It's very strange. Everybody's too nice. Everybody's too ambiguous on like whether they're straight or gay. It's very 2019. It's a bunch of which that's not like a bad thing. It was really nice. Like I walked in there and they're like, "You must be Ray," and I was like, "Why do you know who I am?" Not realizing like that my face is on the stupid poster of the thing, but I was just like, "You shouldn't know me." Like they had done their research on me. It was weird, but it was fine. It was actually kind of cool. I was like, "Wow, this is what famous people feel like." And
No, that's not what famous people feel like.
that people know, whatever. It doesn't matter. So we get so the show, I'm doing it for free. It's in like this tiny little thing. They want it to be like an art collective thing. There's like a guy painting in the background while a comedy show's going on. Very strange, but very fun. Had a fucking blast. But
Where was this?
Tremont Public Works. It's where Trio used to be. If you know where Trio is.
I don't, but okay.
It's, I guess it was some other restaurant before that. It doesn't matter. But it's a very cool space. $7 for a ham sandwich. It was, I don't know, whatever. I'm not going to get into that because they're nice. I don't want to slander them. They'll figure it out.
Got it.
But like they were like, "Hey, we've got a free." White people love raffles, but they love free raffles more than anything. They were giving away a gift card to their fucking kitchen, and like everybody was in a raffle. And I have not seen because it was like black, white, gay, straight. Nobody gave a shit about the raffle except for white people. And I put it online. I was like, white people love raffles. And this is the one thing that white people aren't wrong about because raffles are awesome.
That's
A 50-50 raffle? You're telling me that a 50-50 raffle is not the most exciting shit of a high school football game?
I've never given a shit about a raffle.
Oh, dude,
Ever.
raffles are great.
Never. I've never cared. It's never been a big deal.
The only thing that makes me mad about raffles, especially 50-50 raffles, and maybe this is something because I come from more of an affluent neighborhood, but like I guess the city that I was growing up, it's unfortunately true, but like whoever won the 50-50 raffle, because like in our town, it would get up to like $1,000 is like what you would win from a 50-50 raffle at a football game. And like somebody would win it and be like, they're going to donate the rest of their winnings to the athletic department. It's like, bitch, that's $1,000.
Yeah.
You better believe, and that's 50% of it. So they're already getting $1,000. They got $1,000 for doing nothing. Why are you going to give them another $1,000? That's like, I will take that $1,000.
I mean, that's just the way it works.
Yeah, but no, they just gave, like, they would be like, oh, they're donating the rest of it to there. So like, instead of taking their $1,000, they were happy with the W and no money because they're just already rich, and which is annoying. Like, this is where Bernie Sanders is a big 50-50 raffle guy, but you're not allowed to donate the money back to the raffle unless you make over $1 million a year.
If I ever won $1,000, I'm keeping it.
100%.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that we were on the same page.
I might not keep it
I'm
very
not doing
long
that.
because I would take the $1,000 in cash in ones and make it rain in the high school stands, because that's kind of a dream of mine. Just like from the press box at my high school, just like throwing singles out.
Oh, all right. I mean, that's okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that either.
Okay.
I would just keep the money.
So in hypnotist news.
Yeah, go ahead.
So again, very moderately successful comedian locally here, and I had the pleasure and honor of hosting a weekend for an erotic hypnotist a few weeks ago.
Real quick, did you know this person before?
I'd heard of him, but
you guys had never met. This was your first time meeting.
Yeah, it's my first time meeting him, seeing him. Because in my spare time, I don't go to erotic hypnotism shows.
Can you explain what an erotic hypnotist, like what is?
Okay, so think of a hypnotist.
Okay.
Now think of them in erotic terms.
So like.
So what he'll do? So what he does is like he'll hypnotize people, and then like he'll put them through like funny situations and like make them do goofy shit.
Yeah.
And then like the last 10-15 minutes of his set is like you're a stripper and you need to win $100,000 to pay your way out of debt. And like he plays like Nelly's Hot in Here because I mean he's up to date.
Okay.
And because there's not way better stripper songs right now. Up next is Pour Some Sugar on Me. But but then he gets them to like start like stripping. If it's real, who knows? I don't think he makes enough money to put audience plants in there unless they just do it for fun. But so whatever. I didn't have a problem with him the whole weekend. I mean, you can tell anybody in the comedy game, everybody's a little sketchy anyways. So like, especially if you're an erotic hypnotist, you're gonna be a little bit skeevy because that's what you do for money. And that's a very strange, like, I remember, like, the first show, I had a fucking blast. I was like, I can't believe any of this is real. This is hilarious.
Okay.
The second show, I was like, oh, okay. The third show, I was like, this is the dumbest way for anybody to make money ever. Like, I feel bad making money for this right now.
Got it.
Like, this is like, I can't believe this is what I want to do for a living. Not erotic hypnotism, but comedy in period. And so I guess it turns out that he's a giant asshole. He Facebook messaged a little person comedian that's based out of Toledo.
A little person.
Like a little person.
Like, okay. I'm sorry.
Wizard of Oz.
Gotcha. Okay. You don't have to. I get
Willy
it.
Wonka.
I was not trying to be offensive. You
Peter
said little
Dinklage.
person, and it went straight over. Peter. Continue. I'm sorry.
Do you need more examples?
I'm good.
Do you, like, people say that political correctness is ruining the country, but some people can't keep up with the nomenclature.
I'm surprised you didn't say Gary Coleman. Isn't he also?
Yeah, he's dead, isn't he?
No.
Oh.
Continue. I don't know.
He also wasn't in The Wizard of Oz because he wasn't allowed. The 20s were very racist.
20s?
Yeah, that's when Wizard of Oz came out.
How old do you think Gary Coleman was? Continue. Never mind. Continue.
We just almost got canceled, episode 1. I prepaid for the next recording. You can't do this to me. But no, so like he messages her on the Facebook, and he leads off with capital U, as in you, you pussy work, is what he led off with. I don't know if he was supposed to mean, does your pussy work? Because you're a little person, and I'm not sure if it works. Does it mean you're a woman, so do you work? So it's just like a very problematic start to a conversation.
Okay.
And then he asks, are you funny? And then something else, I don't remember. And then she like responds like, why the fuck would you ever ask anybody that? And he's like, well, it's very important. I want to work with you, but you have to be funny. So one, he finds her and wants to work with her just because she's a little person. Then asks her if her pussy works. And then,
is that actually what he meant?
I haven't asked him. I'm not going to be like, hey, yo. I'm not going to use his name either because he says that he's suing people. And I don't need to go to court to be like, look, I'm going to talk shit about an erotic hypnotist. And I've been looking for a reason to do so ever since I worked with him.
Absolutely.
And now I have a reason to.
Okay.
So then, of course, like, people get involved because, like, she posts, like, all the screenshots of the stuff. Because then he starts getting mean, like, saying that she'll never work at the Funny Stop, all this other stuff. I'm going to keep, like, a count of how many times we get producer Paul to laugh. Because this is top-level content, I guess. But so, like... And then like other people like come to her defense. The hypnotist was supposed to be doing a pre-Thanksgiving show, and he got canceled off of that because of all of this. But like, to me, how surprised can you be that an erotic hypnotist is an asshole? One, and two. Yes, he was wrong, but like the way that everybody wants to phrase it, the person who did it, he's a good dude, and I know him. The guy who was like big behind calling him out, he's like, I have 180 friends that are mutual friends with this guy. And it's like, yeah, that guy's an asshole. That doesn't make us assholes. Like, that's not how you should lead off, hey, this guy's an asshole. You might want to consider not working with him anymore. But it's all of a sudden
he probably
like,
jumped the gun.
It's not even that he jumped the gun. It's just, it's the, oh, I'm not friends with him because I'm better than you because I must have known that he was an asshole before I had ever met him.
Yeah.
And I don't know. But yeah, that's your weekly hypnotist news.
That's a lot, but I have to be honest with you. I'm still very curious about the you pussy work.
I know.
I really want to know what that was supposed to mean.
Which, like, he also put on Facebook that he's filing a lawsuit on Monday. So I 100%...
Against whom?
I don't know, but I want this to go to trial. So this has to be on public record.
You pussy work on public record.
Can you imagine the fucking Lifetime show about an erotic hypnotist harassing a little person online? I need to get in touch with him before Lifetime finds out about this. This is great television.
Yeah, that sounds like a
OJ
real
trial,
shit show.
Eat shit. This is top-notch television.
That sounds like a shit show.
It'll be
100%.
great.
You're going to have to let me know how
I'm assuming there'll be top
out.
hats involved.
Stop.
Because of the hypnotist.
Oh.
Yeah. Look at you. Who's the asshole now?
You set me up.
I did.
That was rude.
I do this professionally.
Okay. Perfect.
I made $30 at a show last night, and it cost me about $40 to do the show.
Moving on up.
Right.
Moving on up.
We're killing it, dude.
There you go.
It's not all straight loss.
You're going to have to get that LLC going here pretty soon.
God damn it, am I?
Yeah. $10 loss.
We'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the guestspot.net, which is my stupid podcast, my stupid website that I run with my very good friend. It's a comedy satire site that's going to let us share this nonsense through there.
Yeah, it's great.
Once we have it up. It is fun. It's funny.
It is fun. It's very funny.
I'm excited for the Onion to buy us out. I'm putting that out into the universe because...
Okay.
And that's just that would be top priority is if like they decided that they want a comedy specific part of their website and they're like, these assholes already have one set up with a small fan base. Why don't we just buy them and then they can work for us and then like that can just be my job while also doing comedy.
Is that what you're going for? Is that what you want?
That would be my dream.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
That would be fun.
Yeah, why not?
Or they can just buy us out for like $1 million.
$1 million.
If they gave me $1 million now, I'd sell it to them.
Would you sell it to them for $10,000?
I'd have to talk to Dylan about that. Because, I mean, for us investing, like, less than $1,000 to get $10,000 out of something in, like, a year, that's a great return on investment.
Well, you get 5, right? Because you guys would split it.
It's somewhere. But, I mean, that's still, for how much money we put into it, that's not a bad win. But, I mean, if somebody offered us $10,000, then we're at least worth $10,000. So we would keep going at it. You know what I mean? Because $10,000 really isn't that much money. Are you offering us $10,000 for the website right now? I can make a phone call.
I have no use for a website.
It's a fun website. But yeah, thanks to them.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Do you like Jimmy John's?
It depends on what day it is and how hungry I am.
So you will purchase food from Jimmy John's.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a problem with the owner or anything?
Is he racist?
What? No.
Oh.
He hunts wild animals.
Oh.
And poses with them naked.
He poses with them naked?
Yeah, that's like a thing.
Does he hunt for them naked or does he just pose with them naked?
Don't know.
Because if he hunted for them naked, I mean, then you gotta support him. Like, that's a lot of...
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you have to...
You don't have to, but I would.
Okay.
No, I don't give a shit.
Okay.
Because, I mean, there's arguments...
It's become like a hot thing again.
Yeah, it always does, because what they do is they'll like hunt something they're not supposed to, which that's the problem. But like, I mean, if you go like shoot a lion, as long as it's like an old one, I don't give a fuck. And like a lot of the money that they spend, it's gonna die anyways. Like, why the fuck not?
Can I kill old people because they're also going to die soon? Is that fine?
If you have a license.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like that's kind of like that's the blurry line there is like all the money.
I don't think it's blurry.
Well, all they do is they spend all this money getting licenses. That goes to like their that goes to like the cities around it to help feed the people. Like that's like the entire economy for a lot of these places is that hunting. So if they're killing something that's an old tiger or lion that's going to die anyways, like it's not really hurting anything.
It's a really did not expect that. Okay. I didn't expect that to be your...
And also, where else am I going to
stance.
get, like, cheap cold cuts in under 30 seconds?
Their BLTs slap, but...
Dude, the Italian. That's the best one.
No, it's not.
All right. Well, you're wrong. It's perfectly fine to be wrong.
Okay. Perfect.
Is there anything else? Producer Paul, how much time do we have? You're allowed to use words. Is that 46 minutes, like, where we're at? Okay. He doesn't want to be on recording with this. He just wants his chuckles in the background. That's all. What else do you...
blame him.
We've got, like, 15 minutes. What else do you want to hit? Do you have anything else?
Did you see the Joker?
I have not yet.
Okay, you should.
I've heard.
It's good. It's really good. I enjoyed it very much.
I'm sure it is really good. The thing that gets me... I liked the whole, like, back to, like, you're not allowed to enjoy anything dark anymore. And I kind of realized this when I was in that Tremont place and everybody was very nice.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to people being mean? Like,
what do you mean? I feel like everybody's mean.
Not in person. Like, I don't know the last time that somebody has said something mean to me in person.
I called you a fat fuck like last week.
That doesn't count. That's you.
Okay.
But like, I don't know. I like being mean to strangers because that's who you're supposed to be mean to is strangers. Because like, I was thinking about this while I was walking somewhere. I was
Based on what? Where are you getting this rule from?
It's just a rule. I mean, you be nice to the people that you know. You don't want them to be like harboring any sort of like malcontent towards you. But like, if it's stranger, that's who you're supposed to tell fuck off is somebody you're never going to see again. So, but whatever. So back to the Joker. Like, everybody's like, it's going to cause shootings. It's going to cause this. It's going to cause that. Just because it's not like poppy Marvel bullshit. Like, just because it's not all like happy-go-lucky. Like, just because it's about something sad. Everybody's worried about society crumbling and like shooters because something's like talking about like the underbelly of the world. I don't like that. Like, people are too afraid to, like, lift the rock and see the bugs underneath it.
Don't you think that's kind of fair, though?
Why?
So if you just imagine that you were not the way that you are and you lived your entire life without ever knowing, or, I'm sorry, not without ever knowing, but with ever caring to know.
Sorry. Go ahead. Another vaping-related death. Fuck.
Are you okay?
No, but
do
yeah.
Do you want some of this?
Yeah, let me hit this coffee
Go ahead.
real quick.
Go ahead.
What's in it?
Black coffee. No cream, no sugar.
Fuck yeah. Ugh, what gas station is that from?
Circle K.
Ugh.
It's not good. But just imagine living your entire life like without being by being blissfully completely unaware of like the actual darkness that people have,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of people choose to live their lives that way. Like, a lot of people watch the news because they don't watch the news because they don't want to be sad. You know what I mean? So like, if you lived your life that way, I could completely understand not wanting to be put in an uncomfortable place. I get that.
I mean, I understand it as well, but it's like the violent video games cause mass shooting argument and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if somebody's crazy and they're going to kill people, they're just going to do it. And, like, yeah, I'm sure, like, that one guy who dresses the Joker back when, like, the Batman came out, the one where that guy did the shooting in, like, Colorado. Like, I'm sure that's...
Yeah.
I'm sure that he, like, identified with, like, the character or something like that, and he's like, well, if he can get away with it, I guess that there's probably a part of that, but at what point does society as a whole have to deal with, like, 1% of, like, a 1% chance of something happening? Do you know what I'm saying?
I get where you're coming from.
Like,
yeah.
do I need to... So if... I mean, I don't want it to be like, you should wear, like, a helmet when you're riding a motorcycle.
Yeah.
But if somebody doesn't want to wear a helmet and that there's, like, a 10% chance of that happening, why does everybody have to wear a helmet because one dumb asshole doesn't want to wear one?
Well, you don't have to wear a helmet.
You do in Ohio, I believe.
I don't think so.
But whatever. But you know what I'm saying? Or like seatbelts. Like, everybody's got to wear. It's a law to wear a seatbelt. Yeah, obviously it saves your life, and there's all this data about it. If some asshole doesn't want to wear a seatbelt and goes through his windshield, that's on him. Why do I have to worry about some dumb idiot all the time? Why do I have to change my life for some fucking moron?
I guess I just don't see how you're changing your life if you were already going to wear the seatbelt. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not.
I don't see why the
for
government.
you.
Yeah, I mean, the government's listening to all my phone calls. It doesn't affect me because I'm not.
They're not listening to your phone calls.
Yeah, they are 100%. I'm on the Clinton kill list.
Okay.
I want you on record. Since it's like the internet is real funny to me, that like Epstein was caught.
Yeah.
Died like 7 minutes later.
Yeah.
And then like you didn't hear about it for like weeks. I mean, you heard about it like here and there, like little spats.
Yeah.
But then now it's like this crazy internet Epstein didn't kill himself meme craze.
Yeah. Which I find fucking hilarious.
It is funny.
It's funny.
But like there's that argument that kind of undermines like the fact that it's a real thing a little bit. But it also, I think it raises awareness for people to look into it a little bit more. But do you think Epstein killed himself?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, I do.
Wow.
I do. I think he killed himself.
Just off of a feeling?
You know,
Or is
I
it
have a
more
gut
than a feeling like Boston?
I have a gut feeling about death, and that's what my gut tells me about his. So that's how I know that Tupac is still alive as well.
Do you think?
I know.
Is he in Argentina with Hitler?
What?
You never heard that
No.
theory that Hitler survived like World War II and like he moved to Argentina with all like the other like there's like places in South America where like there's like Nazi compounds still, like 100% factual. And like one of the big things is that Hitler escaped and was living down there for a while.
I've never heard that before. No.
Really?
Yeah.
It's interesting. Don't
be surprised by that. I'm not.
That's a Celine Dion, you need to look it up kind of deal.
Okay.
Because it's really interesting. But yeah, like all these crazy, like, I know Vice did something about it, and then there was like a History Channel thing where they went down to like South America and like were hanging out in these like Nazi camps. Because like people like will like straight up speak German, like lily white German people who are still like Nazis, celebrate Oktoberfest in like fucking Argentina and shit, like with all these like rich Nazis, and it's still around. It's insanity.
Are you serious?
100%.
This is like a true thing.
Documented fact. It's crazy.
I've never heard of this before, but I'm going to look very far into it.
In 2019, it's a real thing.
That's kind of interesting.
It's crazy cool.
You know?
It's we were talking about it the other day, because I mean that's what took. I mean, we went to quote unquote went to the moon because of a Nazi scientist. So,
quote unquote.
Well, I mean, 100% because of a Nazi scientist. So like that's.
You genuinely don't believe that the moon is real? Like honestly,
it's there. I don't know exactly what it is.
But you don't believe in the moon landing?
I don't believe in the televised moon landing like that first one. Because we had just gotten like color TV a week before that, and then they're just like crystal clear video from the moon.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure there's like moon bases and shit up there. Like I'm sure that
what?
Yeah, there's people on the moon. I mean,
Ray,
dude,
no, there's not.
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't I? What is the question?
Why wouldn't you put? Why wouldn't you put bases on the moon if you've been there? Like you're not gonna leave. We go to fucking Afghanistan and stay there forever. Why wouldn't we do the same thing with the moon? What if the Russians tried to come and take over the moon?
There are no terrorists on the moon. Or oil. So
you don't know that? You don't know that.
I don't have an argument for that because I don't. You're right. I've never been to the moon, so fine.
I feel like that'd be a good spot for like a solar panel plant, because I mean that's all the moon is a giant solar panel pretty much.
That's interesting.
That'd be smart.
I think we never thought of that before.
We just fixed the energy crisis. I don't know how we get it here. Like if we got like a real long extension cord, I'm sure we can make it work. But
okay, I didn't know that we were in an energy crisis. I don't think we are.
You don't think global warming's real?
I don't want to go on record saying how I feel about global warming.
Cool. I hate you so much. This is the worst idea.
This is a terrible idea.
Producer Paul, I want all my money back, or a different co-host.
Look, this is the best you're gonna get.
So what else is new with black people, Josh? Fill us in.
So
you got like 4 minutes.
Oh man.
I mean, we're gonna do this again in a couple weeks. You don't have to fill us in on the last 2,000 years of black history. Just like give us the newest trend. What's the newest YouTube dance that we should be learning?
I honestly don't know. The last one that I first off, don't introduce this as what's new with black people. You fucking prick. That's number one. Number two, I think that the last YouTube dance craze that I was aware of was
the Harlem Shake.
The Get Up. I
don't know what that is.
Really?
Like you mean Get Up on ESPN every morning?
No. The Get Up. You don't know that song? It's a fun little dance. It's tiring though.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah. But that's about it. Obama is still not president.
That's fine.
No, it's not. That's about it. That's all I have.
Oh, interesting.
I wasn't really prepared to be asked this question.
Well,
I don't innately keep up with everything going on with black people across the United States.
You guys have just a giant group text, don't you?
Oh my fucking god! we are going to get protested for this.
The NAACP app brought to you by Apple.
Shut your fucking mouth! Oh my god! Also, the NAACP is not. That's a front.
Oh, that is that. I mean, that Rachel Dolezal. Did you see that she changed her name to something like she?
It's like super African.
Yeah, she Kanye leaned into the fucking skid.
She is insane.
Oh yeah,
she's certifiably insane.
She did like a 2020 interview or something like that, and like they were doing college visits because I think her kids are like mixed. And like, because I think her husband's black, or like
I think that's where the whole complex comes from.
So she was going on college visits with her son, and eventually her son was like, I don't want you to come with me. Ooh. Because like it was causing issues when they found out that like, oh, this is that crazy lady.
I don't blame him.
No, not at all.
Like,
can you imagine if like your mom was professional at blackface and like that's what she was famous for?
Do you ever remember having a conversation with your parents about racism? Or do you remember that first conversation where like your parents were like, some people don't like black people
I
because
can
they're black people.
I can tell you, I remember specifically the day that happened, because my dad used to sell, like, he would buy and sell, like, classic cars every once in a while as, like, a hobby. And I'm from Perrysburg, which, like, there were, like, 3 black people I graduated high school with.
Yeah.
And this black family came to, like, buy this car. And it couldn't have been the first, like, black people I'd ever seen, but, like, it's the first time I remember it. And in front of them, I asked my mom, I was like, Mom, why are these people brown? And she was just like, get in the fucking house. And so, like, then she, like, broke it down. She was just like, there are people who don't look like us. There's nothing wrong with that. But, like, they have to deal with people who don't like them because of their skin color. So you saying that, like, might hurt their feelings. And it was just like, oh, okay, cool. Like, situation over with. Probably should have told me there were black people in the world before I saw them. But I don't know. That's probably, mark that one up to Linda Roberts. She knocked that one out of the park. But,
sounds like it.
Yeah.
Sounds like it. Very good. Okay. I was just very curious.
And now I'm
about
100%
that.
an ally. You know,
You are not 100%.
I voted
an
for
ally.
Obama twice.
Okay. So when we're done with this, what we're gonna do is listen to the last 6 minutes of this podcast, and that is all the proof that I need to tell you that you are not an ally.
How am I not an ally?
You asked me if all the black people in America have a fucking group text, and then compared that to the NAACP mobile app brought to you by Apple.
It could have been way worse.
Also not good.
Okay, question. This is slightly... Have you had the new Popeyes chicken sandwich?
Oh my fucking God. No,
okay.
I have not.
I want to try it.
I don't eat fast food chicken.
I don't eat Chick-fil-A because the whole
I've never eaten Chick-fil-A, and it's not because of any, like, moral clause. I just have never been like...
I turned down a show for the Salvation Army the other day, and I had never felt like a better person. Because they, like, most of the donation money they use to, like, fight against gay marriage. And
really?
Yeah, it's crazy. Look into it. I yell at them in public. It's probably not the best look when you're yelling at just some poor person in a
Salvation
standing
Army.
hat. Yeah. But, like, people, when you look into it, they, like, fund, like, anti-gay marriage shit. And so I was like, you know, I'm super big into charity. I will do any other charity show. If the NAACP wants me to do a show for them for free, I will do it to make up for that app.
They don't.
Okay. Can you at least put it in the group text to see? And
I'll ask Al Sharpton myself.
I think me and Louis Farrakhan would get along. Like, he's, like, the perfect amount of crazy that, like, we would get along.
I don't have a comment on that.
I trust the Jews way more than he does, though. Oh, yeah, sorry. I don't want to talk about your boy like that, but I'm not an ally. So I had to be like, any other charity, let me know, just not the Salvation Army. And if they would have paid me, I probably would have done it, but since it was free, it was easy to turn it down.
All right, well.
Anything else you want to hit before we're done with this?
This has been great.
Thanks to theguestspot.net. Thanks to producer Paul. Thanks to Josh.
You're welcome.
If anybody wants to sponsor this stupid bullshit, let me know. You probably have my cell phone number if you're listening to this episode. Or we're friends on Facebook, so you can do that. Anything else?
No.
We'd be remiss if we didn't do a cheers to industry.
You're right.
Here's
we would be.
Here's the industry.
industry.